I always think that a great artwork doesn't need any editorializing. You can learn more about it, you can appreciate it more with further information, but it should be the immediate impact of the work that captures you. Nothing is more absurd, and nothing is more decadent than, of all things, a golden toilet.
Maurizio Cattelan's America is a fully functional toilet cast in solid 18-karat gold weighing 101.2 kilograms.
It looks like a toilet, but it also looks nothing like any toilet you've ever seen. It is this glimmering, hulking, gluttonous mass of gold. You see yourself in it, you see the water in it, you see the movement. It's like a mirror of the most decadent sort imaginable. The work was conceived in 2015 and was first installed in 2016 at the Guggenheim.
When Cattelan debuted America at the Guggenheim, he invited viewers to use it like they would any other bathroom. Over the course of that year, over 100,000 visitors lined up to the Guggenheim bathroom to experience America for their allotted 5-minute period. It took the world by storm. It became complete zeitgeist. It was the cover of the New York Post. It carried headlines across the world.
He became, of course, a viral sensation, and he did so because I think he reveals one aspect that it's typical of Maurizio's work, which is the idea that an object is also an event. No? From Maurizio's Hitler to the Pope to many other of his sculptures, Maurizio's sculptures are not just objects, they're often objects that translate into events. Bread and circus, panem and circenses. That's how the emperor described what the Roman population needed. And a lot of Maurizio Cattelan's work deal with the very same principles.
A few years later, in 2019, America was installed on the other side of the Atlantic, this time at Blenheim Palace, the ancestral home of, amongst others, Sir Winston Churchill. In September of that year, a gang of masked thieves broke into the building and ripped the toilet from its foundations. It's assumed to have been subsequently melted down, leaving this as the only extant example of America.
Because of Maurizio's history with theft and ready-mades, most famously in the 1990s, Maurizio stole the content of a gallery in Amsterdam and titled the work "Another Fucking Ready-Made." Immediately, people started speculating that the theft was actually staged by Maurizio and that it was one of his publicity stunts. And it took actually, I believe at this point, 6 years to eventually arrest the culprits and to prove to the world that actually Maurizio for once had not stolen anything and he was actually the victim of a theft.
The theft itself has become part of the work's mythology. And if the Louvre heist has told us anything, there's nothing more seductive than an artwork stolen. Look at the Mona Lisa, for instance. That's a work that really became famous because it was stolen twice over 100 years ago. It's unlike any art heist that one could imagine because the security was the fact that it was bolted like anything else. Who has ever stolen a toilet? And that ultimately is what is so fascinating about this work, because unlike pretty much any artwork, this has a material value.
Classic sculpture is valuable only as a classic sculpture. The marble of the David is worth nothing, very little. And in this case, the material itself, the work is appealing for the value, for the provocation, for the function, for everything.
So if the sale of Comedian created the uproar that it did because people were enraged that a banana duct taped to a wall could be worth not $1 to $1.5 million, but $6.2 million, then America functions in the exact inverse. Here is an object whose intrinsic value is incontrovertible. This work is, at the very least, worth its weight in gold.
America, from its title to the choice of its materials, is a piece that summons many ghosts across the history of art. Certainly the very first one is the ghost of Marcel Duchamp, who in 1917 chose a urinal, signed it with the pseudonym of R. Matt, and submitted to the exhibition of the Society of the Independents.
With Fountain, Duchamp invented this concept of the ready-made, which inaugurated an entire century of conceptual art. Unlike Duchamp, who took the ordinary object and put it into the world of art, Cattelan fashioned something entirely extraordinary out of the most banal of forms, and rather than putting it on a pedestal, returns it to its original use.
This in itself is a very radical thing, right? Art is to be seen, it is to be admired, it is very much not to be used. And Cattelan is creating a work that not only is intended to be used, but is installed in the only non-sanctified space in the entire building.
There's a great democratization here. Cattelan takes the most high of materials and makes it accessible to everybody.
Everybody is the same when they close themselves inside the toilet.
We have a saying in Italian that goes back to centuries and that it's intimately connected to vernacular culture, to the carnival as a subversion of hierarchies, and the saying recites: saranno grandi papi, saranno potenti re, ma quando si siedono qui sono tutti come me. Like all the works by Maurizio Cattelan, America lives first and foremost in its media ectoplasmatic presence. All the artworks of Maurizio Cattelan are images. They're images that travel at the speed of light in our society of the spectacle, and certainly America was like that. He got refracted in hundreds of selfies and posts on Instagram, and as many of Maurizio's artworks, America took on a life on its own.
With this work, Cattelan is once again flexing his muscles as a communicator above all. It may seem simple to tape a banana to the wall. It may seem simple to create a sculpture of a pope struck by a meteorite. It may seem simple to cast a toilet in gold. But the concept behind these is remarkable because of the speed at which it becomes intelligible. There is no obstruction here. There's no wall text needed. It is what you make of it. And that is the point of the work.
It doesn't preach to the converted, because when you don't understand it immediately, what you're seeing, you are turned off. And Cattelan knows that since the very beginning.
Incidental to, but also inextricably linked to all of these questions, is the work's title, America. Now, this could be a social, it could be a political, but overall I think this is a cultural commentary. This is a European artist making a portrait of America. America in all its decadence, in all its beauty, in all its nouveau naifness, and in all its total dominion over the entire Western world. America is the capital of the capitalist world. It is the leader of the free world. It is all of these things, and that is bound up in so much. And within the whirling waters of this golden toilet is a mirror for whatever it is you want to see. Cattelan leaves that to us.